So it turns out that the biggest collector of Ouija boards lives right here in Denver, Colorado. So I'm going to see if we can actually have an interview with him.
Well, you're going to call and ask for an interview?
Yeah.
Why don't you just get one of those Ouija boards and channel his ass?
I wish indeed that my mother, whose memory I cherish across the veil of years, could have been here to see me.
Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a minute of Colorado Martini. So today I'm at the Fairmount Cemetery in Denver, Colorado, and I'm visiting Helen Noseworthy. And Helen is known as the mother of the Ouija board. So this cemetery is one of the most amazing cemeteries in all of Denver. It's actually one of the greatest cemeteries I've ever been to. I've heard conflicts about how many people are buried here. Anywhere from 133,000 people to 170,000. But some of the best known pioneers and wealthy people from the day are buried right here in Fairmount Cemetery. Many of our streets and buildings and even towns were named after the people in this cemetery. But the one behind me is who we're here to see today, Helen Peters Noseworthy. She's considered the mother of the Ouija board and the person who helped name it. One evening about April 1890, while trying the board with a Miss Peters, better known as Noseworthy, I remarked that we had not yet settled upon a name, and as the board had helped us in other ways, we would ask it to propose one. It spelled out O-U-I-J-A. When I asked the meaning of the word, it said, "Good luck." Miss Peters thereupon drew from her neck a chain which had at the end a locket. On it, the figure of a woman, and at the top, the word Ouija. We asked her if she had thought of this name, and she said had not. We then adopted the word. Charles W. Kennard, the first manufacturer of the Ouija board. I went to Washington with Miss Peters, a strong medium, and there demonstrated it to one of the chiefs of the patent office. So fully was he impressed that he assured me then and there that the patent would be allowed. Mr. Eli T. Bond, patentee of the Ouija board. So how do you find Helen in a graveyard that's got over 133,000 people? We'll all put coordinates down in the description and on our blog. So make sure you check that out before you come to the cemetery. So when you're looking for Helen, there's a parking lot over here. Here's the Ivy Chapel. There's a mausoleum with William Barker on it. And you're looking for the sign that says military area, and you're going to turn right there. You kind of know it by the lady sitting in the chair statue, and this is the road that you go up to find Helen. So there's quite a few headstones here. She does have a very distinctive one. That's Helen right there. But she does have a couple of landmarks that are nearby. There's this beautiful statue here that you can look for as a landmark. Off in the distance, you'll also see some military headstones. There's a cannon right there, and that is the World War I memorial, and Helen is right here. I'm going to put these coordinates down in the description or on our blog. This is the road where the pin's going to be, and Helen is right there. She's right there. Helen Peters Noseworthy was lost to history, but you wouldn't know it by looking at her gravestone. Bob Murch, the founder and chairman of the Talking Board Historical Society, was researching the Ouija board. It was through his research he found that Helen was not only the one who helped name the board, but in fact was the sister-in-law of Elijah Bond, the patentee of the board. And that Helen was buried in his own hometown of Denver, Colorado. With the help of the Fairmount Cemetery, he found her grave and found that it was unmarked in a sea of headstones. The plate that marked her grave was void of her name. In 2018, the Talking Board Historical Society placed a new gravestone on her family plot, a headstone more befitting to her contribution to the Ouija board. Bob Murch was furthering his research of the board, and he was astonished to find that the patentee of the Ouija board, Elijah Bond, was also buried in an unmarked grave in Greenmont Cemetery in Biltmore. If it wasn't for the Talking Board Historical Society and their fundraising efforts, Elijah would be lost to a sea of headstones. But through their efforts, they were able to erect an iconic Ouija board on his gravesite. The seance that named the Ouija board occurred in Elijah Bond's room in the Langham Hotel boarding house located at 529 North Charles. That building still stands today and is now a 7-Eleven convenience store. In 2015, the Talking Board Historical Society installed a plaque in the 7-Eleven that tells the story of the Ouija history that occurred at that very building. The Talking Board Historical Society seeks to promote the study of talking board history, publish important findings, and to preserve and officially designate locations with historical connections to the talking board. I'll put a link down in the description to their organization. It is through donations and events that the Talking Board Historical Society is able to continue their efforts to preserve history. Please consider a donation today. We must be up over here somewhere.
Wait,
Wait, what?
what's the name of that grave?
Oh. Yep, that's the name on the grave, all right. You weirdo. Don't miss our interview with Robert Murch of the Talking Board Historical Society on the Strange podcast and on Colorado Martini YouTube. Make sure to check out the links in the description. They help support this channel. And thank you so much for coming by. You have no idea how much we appreciate it.